Hello students, hope you are safe and sound at home. Now let us start our next chapter of political, that is understanding laws. We'll start with the introduction. After independence, the basic idea of this understanding law is all are equal before the law. In the society, whether person is poor or rich, everyone follow same rules and laws. For beautiful example, we can take if there is rule on right to vote and there is a certain age is required, that would be the same for rich person as well as poor person. The Constitution of India does not discriminate anyone because all are equal before the law. The next topic is, do laws apply to all? Here is the situation. A government official helps his son go into hiding because his son has been given a 10 years jail sentence by a district court for a criminal that he has committed. Do you think that government officials' action were right? Should his son be exempt from the law just because his father is economically and political powerful? So answer would be no, because it is against the law of the country and the Constitution of India says all are equal before the law. No one is powerful and non-powerful before the law. If we talk about ancient period, the rules and regulations were not followed strictly. Suppose if upper caste people murdered, then they were punished less. On the other hand, if a lower caste people drank water without permission, their hands and head would be cut with sword. Thus, there was discrimination between the upper caste and the lower caste. Gradually, it began to change as the system of law. It is often believed that it was the British colonialists who introduced the rule of law in India, but historians did not believe and accepted this opinion. There would be a two reasons. First, that colonial law was arbitrary, and secondly, Indian nationalists played a very vital role in the development of the spare in the British rule. British law is the Sedition Act of 1870. This act says if any person criticized or protested against the British government, he or she could be arrested without hearing anything. Basically, this act was arbitrary, not a rule of law. Indian nationalists began protesting and criticizing this arbitrary use authority by British. They also began fighting for greater quality and wanted to change this idea of law, that they would not follow the British rule and would fight for justice. End of 19th century, India legal profession also began emerging and demanded respect in colonial courts. Indian judges also began to play a greater role in making decisions. Therefore, there were several ways in which Indian played a very vital role in the evaluation of the rules during the colonial period. Would function in the country, keeping the constitution in the mind on the basis of law. The Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005, according to this new law, sons, daughters, and their mothers can get an equal share of family property. Next topic is, how do new laws come about? The parliament has an important role in making laws. There are many ways through which this take place, and it's often different groups in the society that raise the need for a particular law. An important role of a parliament is to be sensitive to the problems faced by people. Let us read the following story to understand how issues of domestic violence was brought to the attention of parliament and the process adopted for this issue to become law. What is domestic violence? If a male person, or we can call it husband, in the family abuse his wife or anyone, by physically beating up, emotionally abusing, verbal, sexual, and economical abusing. We call it domestic violence. Now we'll start the story which is all about domestic violence. In the first picture, there are two ladies. First is Kusum and another one is Shazia. They talk each other. Kusum says to Shazia that, "Did you read newspaper? Today is the great day for women. Not just women, violence-free homes will benefit everyone." Kusum, it's taken such a long time to get this law passed. In fact, it began with establishing the need for a new law. Both Kusum and Shrazia is the member of organization. They know very well about Domestic Violence Act. In the second picture, April 1991, it is a typical day at office. Two ladies come to office and shared everything. First lady says, "My husband beats me up. I have not told anyone so far. I feel so ashamed. I need your advice." Second lady speaks, "My son and daughter-in-law don't behave properly with me. I can't use my bank account properly, even they throw me out." First lady again says, "I don't want to go to police station. I just want to stop the violence." Again second lady says, "I want that they should not throw me out from my house." Finally, third lady speaks that, "Unfortunately, we have just criminal law. We don't have civil law. So you have to go to police station and complain against them because there is no option." 1990, the need for new law was raised. So here public testimony is happening. Several women tortured, persecuted by their own husband. So people, especially women, were demanding new civil law to rectify their problems. In the year 1999, lawyer and the group of law students and activists prepared draft bill, that is Prevention and Protection Bill. The draft bill was widely circulated. In the second picture, they are discussing among themselves. The definition of domestic violence should be include physical, economical, sexual, and the verbal and the emotional abuse. Some says woman must protected from thrown out from house. Some says, what about monetary relief? Meetings were held with different organizations. Women movement wants a new law on domestic violence. Government should introduce this proposal in parliament as soon as possible. Many women organization and National Commission for Women suggest to Parliament Committee. Some says, Honorable Member of Parliament, Local Committee, it is necessary to change the current bill. Domestic violence does not agree with the proposed family. This law should also provide for temporary custody of children. Finally, this bill was passed in the year 2002, but people did not agree about this bill. It should be rectified again. Finally, the bill was passed in the year 2006 and people liked this bill. Domestic Violence Act was brought for the right of women, in which there is no fight in the house in any way. No one should be taken out of the house. This law is a civil law, provides relief to the millions of women, including wives, mothers, daughters, and sisters. This is very important step because it recognizes the right of women and she is protected from the abuses, persecutions, and also given the monetary relief. Finally, in the second picture, Kusum and Shazia talk. Now begins another long journey. Yes, now the government has to ensure that this law is implemented and enforced. From above examples explains that Citizen has a big role to make rules in parliament. How the law would passed and implemented. Whatever the step would be taken to enforce the law. The voice can be heard through TV, radio, newspaper, editorial, broadcast, and the local meeting, etc. Next topic is unpopular and controversial law. It is observed that the parliament passed law which is constitutionally valid and legal, but it becomes unpopular and people don't accept it because they feel that intention behind it is unfair and harmful. People criticize this law, hold public meeting, writing about it in newspaper, report to TV, news channel, etc. When several people don't agree regarding law, government has to change the law in parliament. For example, the whole market falls under the municipal corporation. Suppose if there is no one standing on the roadside to sell fruits, vegetables, and clothes, there is no hawkers, then the people will not be able to get or purchase necessity commodities at lower price. Likewise, many law passed but people didn't accept the law. Therefore, and eventually, government has to get back the law. In this picture, many students are protesting against government to get their rights. We must remember that our role as citizens does not end with electing our representatives. Rather, we need to observe that what MPs, member of parliament are doing. If they do good, appreciate, or if they do bad, criticize them when we feel it is required. With this, we wind up this chapter, Understanding Law. Thank you.